G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 30 of our Cold Trozan Skyshard Spellbreaker playthrough, where I've just done a little bit of messing with the skill points. As you can see here, I've got 3 points left over. Now, when we put the Fetten Mask on, we got +1 to all of our skills, and that took Overload up to 13 out of 12, and I kind of want to keep it at 12 out of 12. You can see if you added a 13 point on there, you're only getting 1% Aether Res, 8 offensive ability, and a little bit of some damage that I'm pretty sure you have to hit things with your weapon to actually get. So realistically, 1% Aether Res and 8 offensive ability for 1 point is not really worth it. And if the chance for the burn, frostburn, or electrocute damage to apply also applies to our spells, it's still not a huge amount. So I'm keeping this at 12 out of 12. Same deal with Inner Focus. Next level we get 1% Spirit for an entire skill point. So I took a point out of that as well to bring that back down to 12 out of 12. And I had Electra's Flash Freeze up at 23 out of 12, which is obviously above the cap. So I took a point out of that one as well. So that gives us 3 points. And also because we took this helmet off, we lost +2 to Night's Chill. So I'm going to put 1 point back into Night's Chill. And I'm going to just double check there's nothing I want to get extra points into over here. I could put more points into Maven's Sphere, but as you can see, we're getting 1% damage absorption per point. And that's, I mean, it's good. Percent damage absorption is really, really powerful. But 2 points for 2% there is probably not ideal. We could get another point into Shadow Dance. That would give us 1% chance to just avoid damage completely. But that's not even as good as the Maven Sphere points, so I think we'll leave Shadow Dance where it is for now. I'm even considering taking a couple of points out of that, but we will see. With that said, I don't think I care about more points in anything in Arcanist. We will be taking Devastation later, but that's going to be a level 94 once we have the Conduit kind of thing. So that's out. I could put more points into Absolute Zero. Get more slow, bit more cold damage, increase the dot. I think this is probably fine. I think we start putting points into Nightblade's bar, and like I said, once we get up to, let's say, 45, I'll be looking at taking some points out of something over here, maybe a couple of points out of Maven Sphere or something like that. We'll see how it goes. I do want these pets, the Blade Spirit, because then I can put Rumor onto them, and then it's kind of automated. So at the moment, if I don't cast Haunt on something and then it doesn't trigger, I don't get that resist reduction. And same deal on Shadow Strike with Altos. If I, for example, forget to do that, or it doesn't crit, then I don't get it. But if I were to put the Hand of Altos proc onto those pets, it would proc a lot more often. The other thing as well is, where is it? Wares of the Coven here. If you chuck cold damage in here, you'll see this is a one-handed weapon shield augment with percent cold damage and life on it. That's kind of what I'm after. So we're going to take our current ones, which is less cold damage, and yeah, the offensive ability is nice, but I think I'd rather have a little bit extra health. We were pushing quite close to the 100 per level, sort of very absolute minimum level that I want. Okay, I think we're actually ready now after 5 minutes, which is pretty good for me. I think we're ready to actually go and do some questing. So, last episode we got to the Barrowhome portal and then had to double back, and we had a crash, and well, let's just leave that in the past, and go talk to Skov. I will also have a look at the faction shop here. I'm not expecting to find anything amazing, but you never know. We will remain friendly. And now we will go pick up all the quests from these guys. So, yep, I'll get it done, no worries. And then Jordith Evelyn, sure, I'll help you as well. And I think that might be the faction vendor there, currently not offering any vendoring services. The other thing I'm thinking as well is the proc on these rings of elemental balance is actually not very good. I was remembering it being much better. Maybe there's a mythical version, or maybe I'm remembering a different proc. But I actually really don't like it. So I am going to try and get another 2 pairs of rings, either with Fallen Sky, or not 2 pairs, but 2 more rings, either with Fallen Skies procs or Night Chill skill levels with the Ice Spike proc. I think having 2 procs that do about the same damage is actually going to be better than having this swirly proc that, I mean, it's not bad, it isn't. Especially if you get in a big horde and you've got 3 or 4 of them spinning around you. The damage is pretty serious, but I mean, I don't have trouble with hordes. I can quite happily just blow them up with Electra's Flash Freeze and then keep walking. Or even just... Alright, look. My hands are off the mouse. I'm not touching anything. I'm literally just standing in bleeding to death. And it doesn't matter. Like, I got the Giant's Blood proc, Arcane Will, which is what's required for it to proc. I've got 2 other heals, I've got a shield proc, like, I mean, here, again, not touching the keyboard, not touching anything, hands off the mouse. Okay, now, I still haven't pushed any buttons, and we're still standing in goop, and my health bar is going up, because the Giant's Blood proc happened. I thought that was Turtle Shell. That didn't even... okay. The point is, I don't need help with large groups. We'll try it again with these guys. This took even less time. And so I'm wondering if that little swirly thing is even worth doing. I think I would prefer to replace it with Fallen Skies procs instead of the Ice Bolt proc, just because we already have a lot of Ice Bolts, and I kind of want some AoE procs. Now, I know the Ice Bolt actually does more damage, and it can pierce, but the Fallen Skies is an AoE, so... I don't know. I kind of want both, to be honest, and then swap them out. The Ice Spike is absolutely better for bosses, and I've just finished showing and saying that I don't need help for groups. So maybe we do just go with the Ice Spike. Going with the Ice Spike as well would give me more skill points back, because every +2 to Night's Chill that I get from an item is 2 more skill points I get to take out of it. So that's an option as well. We will just probably have to see what I manage to find. I don't really want to spend an hour searching through merchants, and once you've finished, or once you've killed the Logorian, the second merchant in Devil's Crossing goes away, and so I would either have to get... What was I saying? I would either have to get up to Homestead in Ultimate, which, I mean, that's not a difficult thing to do, it's something I'm going to do anyway, so maybe I'll look for rings when I get there. Or I would spend a lot of time just standing in Devil's Crossing waiting for enough time to pass to go back to Homestead. And neither of those are particularly good options. So I may just run these rings, and I don't know, maybe they'll grow on me. Or maybe I'll find something better. I think certainly if I were to get these rings like the mythical version, I think that would solve the problem completely. Because if this... So if the proc from these rings did about the same damage as an Ice Spike, I would just wear them, no problem at all. Because the additional offensive ability from them is really nice. And they pierce everything, and as long as you don't run them into a wall, they'll just keep spinning and killing things. So yeah, they are quite nice. I'm just kind of, I guess, in a position where I'm not sure which is the better option. I want to say the set is, but the problem with the set is you get one proc for 2 rings. Whereas with Fallen Skies or Winter Storm, you get 2 procs. You get 1 proc per item. And these are, what are they? 15% chance on attack instead of 10%. So I guess it's really 1.5 procs. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know which one is better. I think if you can keep the proc going and not run it into a wall, probably the elemental balance rings are better. Okay, might be time to stop standing in that. Okay, I think we're done here. As is customary when walking through this particular dungeon, I'm going to mention something along the lines of, wow, I really hope I killed all the crabs, because I'd hate to have to come back and reset. Which is true, but I haven't done it. I haven't had to reset it and try again for quite a few trips through here, so fingers crossed, we're all good. Stairs apparently are the bane of my existence. My one and only complaint about this game is the pathfinding around stairs and ramps. It's the only thing I can say with 100% honesty that I dislike about this game. Okay, we should be done. How is our beast reputation? Okay. We may hit Nemesis with beasts towards... Actually, no, we should be good. We should be good. I don't think we're going to kill 2,000 monsters. But that's only, what, 50 or 60... Nah, we should be fine. Should. We'll see what happens. Okay, I think I already have that. I do. This particular place is the first time I ran into Chupacabra on one of my characters, and I had to run away, shall we say. So that little section there torments me. I think the swirly proc is better, but I don't know, it just feels worse, and I'm looking at the numbers and it's like smaller numbers, less procs. It feels worse, but I think it is better. Alright, that's our last ward. And now we just have to go find one more group of travelers. Yeah, he's right, you know, I'm actually pretty hungry now that he mentions it. Okay. So one more group of travelers, then we go to a bunch of turn-ins, We'll go and warn Laria that the Wendigo cult's trying to kill her, and then they'll kill her anyway. And then I think we're pretty much done with Barrowhome. So a decent amount more running around still left to do, but just about done over here. I will say, regardless of which proc is actually better, it does feel really nice being able to walk into a pack like that, just walk through it, and have them all die, and not really have to do much. It is quite fun. I'm really looking forward to level 94 when we get the conduit, although if I'm being honest, we're probably not going to get the blueprint for that until well past level 94, because it would require unlocking the Court of the Magi, which means we have to do, I think, Ultimate Forgotten Gods, actually. Don't think you can... Oh, I don't think you can get the conduit blueprints in Elite, which means I'm pretty sure you have to do Ultimate. And let's just hang on. Let me turn these in, and then I'll continue that thought. Okay, so at that point, when you're at the merchant in Ultimate Court of the Magi, you can probably just farm the Magi, and then you're probably going to want, I'm not even sure which one the Cold Lightning Magi is, but you're probably going to want his rings. So that is something we could do as well. Maybe this will be the first build I play where I actually want the Magi's rings. We shall see. The other thing about Devastation is that it requires a mage offhand, so we will have to give up on the shield. Which, I mean, I like the shield. It's giving me a ton of resistance shred. Not to mention the defensive nature of it. I think this one's got a lot of phys resist on it. Yeah, 14% physical resistance on this is very nice. That's like most of my physical resistance is coming from that shield, so maybe we won't use Devastation. Ah, who am I kidding? We're using Devastation. Okay,
But please leave.
Yep, we're not gonna kill her. We'll take the Wendigo Spirit instead. I could path across the bridge would be amazing. I don't need to run out of there either. Yeah, this is gonna be quicker. So now we have a Wendigo Spirit for rescuing Ugdal, or for freeing Ugdal in Ultimate. And all of that is basically reputation of the Coven, although we are quite high up. I need to actually get the writ with the Coven, because if I had it, what is this, 50% bonus? Yeah, I screwed up. I screwed up big time by not having that. So we would be more like up here if I had bought that writ when I should have. And I'm pretty sure I remember pointing that out earlier in an earlier episode as well. Okay, I'm going to skip this quest because I hate doing it, and I'm not planning on fighting the Ravager. At least not yet. And yes, you can call me a wuss all you like, I'm not fighting this one. No chance. I am going to buy that writ though. Writ of the Coven of Odenborg. Done. Right. Yeah, we could be very close to Revered. And unfortunately we're not, because I didn't buy the thing. Actually, as long as I'm checking that, do I have any other honored? Very close with Barrowhome. Malmo resistance as well when we get there. Okay. that is fine. I think we already rescued the witches based on that star. I'd say we did. Yep. So that's going to bother me. I can't leave it there. So we're going to do a bunch of quests here for the Coven. What to do next? How will this help me? Yep. Okay, and we will take your next quest as well, for which I need to go and fetch an Ugden Bloom from the bank.
Got something you need stashed?
And as long as we're here, we'll dump all that off.
Safe with me.
Right, level 76. I think we just put 2 points in Nightblade. What are we up to here? 29, so we need 10, 11 levels, so we'll be 87 when we get the Blade Spirits. And at that point, we'll have 88, 89, and then, so we'll have 14 points left over, which is almost enough to max out Devastation, so I will have to take 2 points from something to max out Devastation. But we will burn that bridge when we get to it.
At least it appears, yes, not far.
Okay, we're going to restore the wards for her. And then we should be able to do the Honored quest for her, which is the fight there. When you do get to Honored as well, if you want to go back to normal and do the normal Honored quest as well, that can be good if there is a faction you particularly want to get reputation with. That can be a very good way to do it. I don't think I particularly need faction reputation with any particular faction on this character though. Let's just get away from that wall. Oh, still close to a tree. Okay, and back to the refuge for the third and final one. You can see it right here already. Alright, mission complete. We could probably get to Revered with these guys pretty easily. Alright, begin. Okay, I'll start casting spells. I'm not just going to stand here and let the procs kill everything. Probably. Let's turn the loot off for the moment. Alright, there we go. Quest complete. You know what? I don't need questions. What did you give me? A legendary belt. Okay, we are swapping that belt in, I think. Fire converted to Aether, I don't really care about. Let me see here. So we would lose 20% poison res, which is would uncap us, so that's not good. We would gain offensive ability, which is really good. We would keep our +1 Arcanist. And we would gain a bunch of cold damage, frostburn damage. 5% pierce, I don't think I care about. Nope. Okay. 45%. What did I replace? Okay, 10% Aether. Can I lose that? No, I can't. Maybe I can't use this belt yet. Maybe I'm not going to be able to use it at all. It's quite unfortunate. So normally I use my rings to fix my resistances. However, in this particular build, I'm using so many suffixes are Winter Storm is 3, there's 4. 4 Winter Storm suffixes. Which I'm not giving up. I really like those procs. But it does mean that my gear in general is much lower on resistances than it would normally be. Yeah. It does make it a little hard when you have one item here giving you 80% poison and acid resistance. So even with this belt having 40% on it, which is already huge, yeah, it's probably a little bit too much. So if we put this helmet back on, which I'm not going to do, because I want +1 to all skills more than I want a bit of Aether Res. But if we did this, then we could... you know what? We just need Black Legion reputation. Which means we need to get to Malmuth, as Arcade Life was so thoughtfully pointed out. I've been saying that wrong for a long time. It's going to take a little while for me to get used to it. Yeah, I really want to use this belt, not least of which is the +12 armor on it, and the extra cold damage, and I mean, we went through it, you know why it's good. I don't think I can do it now though. Let's go ahead and sell that. I'm not going to use these legs either. As much as I would like to, it would change the Aether resistance gap into a Chaos resistance gap, and we're about to come into an area where there is a ton of that to be fought. How far off are we here? 8,000. Yeah, there's no way I'm doing bounties for 8,000. What I could do though, I could go back to normal and do the Black Legion Honored quest. I could go do the Black Legion Honored quest here as well. The issue, of course, with that is that the Black Legion Honored quest takes you into the Immolation. And the Immolation is really not somewhere I want to go. Going into the Immolation is an amazing way of killing your character. And that's just walking down the ramp to get to the entry to it, so I don't think we're doing that. And I'm not willing to do bounties, so... Or I am willing to do bounties, but not that many. So I think what we may need to do is potentially get a new shield. Potentially swap out something... What do we got? We've already got Aether Souls on both of those. I could drop the Prismatic Diamond and go back to a Runestone. That would fix the Aether problem. What's that? Poison and Bleed. So Bleed we're fine. Poison we're not. How much are we over on Chaos? Nope, I need that. I could drop the Mark of the Traveler here for an extra anti-venom salve, which would bring us up to... you know what? That would do it. So let's go do that. Lose some run speed. Gain some extra damage. How much run speed would we be losing? 8%. Where are we up to? Run speed. We would go to 111. Let's see how it feels. It's probably going to suck. Let's see, what else could we do? We're not using salt. We're already using 2 of those. What are these going? Amulets of metals. Yep. Runestone's a helmet only. Okay, that's not happening. What else could we do? Nope. Chest armor. Oh. I thought that was resistances for chaos and poison there for a second. Okay. I think we just do this. This is a bit of a side grade, to be honest. Our resistances are still okay. Coming up on Malmoth, though, with 77% Aether Res is not something I want to do. I may just have to run Aether Potions the whole way through. The other thing I could do is this amulet has Chaos Pierce. I do need all those resistances. Okay, never mind. We can't do that. I don't know, I think we have to go with what we have here. And I do have 7 Aether Res pots, which honestly might be enough. What was it? Spirit Bane Ointment. I can make more of these. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll just have to use the Spirit Bane Ointment the whole way through Malmoth. That's good. That's really going to take some getting used to. Okay, we're going to do that. Having said that, though, we're up to half an hour, so I'm going to end this episode here. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, where we will head on through to Malmoth, and goodbye for now.